This is part 2 of creating a kitchen cabinet library using the block editor in AutoCAD Mac. Complete the exercise for creating cabinet sizes 12 inches through 27 inches wide by following along with the video for part 1. In this video, we will be modifying cabinets starting at 30 inches wide, which follow the design standard of 2 doors and 1 drawer. You will be creating a standardized cabinet for the 30-inch, 33-inch, 36-inch, and 42-inch wide base cabinets using the AutoCAD block editor. The AutoCAD commands covered in this lesson include block editor, layer definition for W-block standards, stretch command, green crossing box selection tool, and the distance command. In addition to those commands, you should review the following: grip selection tool, line command, move, trim, extend, and mirror commands, erase and delete commands, fillet set to a 0-degree radius. At the command line, type O snap, enter. This command brings up the O snap settings dialog box. The OSNAP settings for this lesson include endpoint, midpoint, intersection, extension, perpendicular. It is also recommended that you have the dynamic input setting toggled on for this exercise. Let's review the design standards for prefabricated and semi-custom cabinets. All cabinets in the United States are manufactured in standardized sizes. The height of the base cabinet standard, including the toe kick area, is 34.5 inches high. The depth of a base cabinet is 24 inches. However, the depth of a cabinet is not relevant for this drawing type because we're only viewing the cabinet from the front view, as if we're standing directly in front of a set of kitchen cabinets. Based on our understanding of the industry design standards from the cabinetry video, we know that kitchen cabinets are manufactured in 3-inch wide increments. Cabinets 30 inches wide and larger require 2 doors. Why would you specify 2 doors per cabinet rather than a single door? Consider the following space planning graphic. Notice how much clear floor space is taken up by the door swing of a larger cabinet with a single door. We'll touch base on these type of design considerations in an upcoming exercise. But first, let's review the anatomy and vocabulary of the parts of a cabinet. The term millwork refers to any manufactured wood product that has been milled and finished by a manufacturer. This type of product contrasts with the term finished carpentry, which are wood-based objects assembled and finished on site. Examples of millwork include cabinetry and trim, such as crown molding, baseboards, fireplace surrounds and mantels, as well as door and window casing. The horizontal millwork component of a cabinet door and drawer is referred to as a rail. The vertical millwork component of a cabinet door and drawer is referred to as a stile. If the connecting line where the rail and stile meets is shown at a 45-degree angle, this is referred to as a mitered joint. The area in the center defined by the rail and stile boundary is a drawer or a door panel which can be either recessed or raised. Let's look at how a base cabinet is constructed by viewing a vertical section or cut through of the base cabinet so that we can see the way the cabinet is assembled. The cabinet box or carcass, as it is sometimes referred to, rests on a set of 2x4 blocks to raise the cabinet above the finished floor. The blocking that the cabinet rests upon is what raises the cabinet 4 inches above the finished floor. The toe kick area is not usable interior cabinet space. A finished panel designed to match the cabinet door and drawer attaches to the blocking. This provides an enclosure for the toe kick area and helps to finish the elevation of the cabinetry. The entire cabinet is secured by 2x8 blocking that is secured between vertical wall studs. This helps to create a stable and safe cabinet attached to the walls. Likewise, there are interior wood blocks that help stabilize the interior of the cabinet to keep it from listing or falling apart during the stress of use. You can see that each cabinet is assembled much like a puzzle, and each piece in the assembly serves an important purpose. Let's get started on creating a set of base cabinets with 2 cabinet doors. Open the AutoCAD drawing of the base cabinets from the previous exercise. We begin in model space. Verify the measurement of each cabinet to ensure that the widths are divisible by 3. Correct any mistakes in the block editor. Locate the 27-inch wide base cabinet block. Making sure there are no active commands in the command line, use the grips to select the block. Right mouse click and choose Block Editor from the list. You are now in the block editor environment. Make sure that the O-Snap F3 and Ortho F8 keys are toggled on. The first thing we want to do is stretch the cabinet 3 inches wider using the green crossing selection box to produce a cabinet with an overall width of 30 inches. Once you're done with the stretch command, remember to verify the width of the cabinet using the distance command. Use the line tool to divide the cabinet door into 2 compartments. At the command line, type L, enter, or find the line command on the draw panel. Begin the line at the top of the horizontal line of the cabinet door. Find the midpoint using the O-snaps. The midpoint is revealed when you hover over the line segment and you see the triangle symbol. Pick when you see the midpoint triangle. Drag your mouse down until you find the second midpoint triangle of the horizontal line at the bottom of the cabinet. After you pick the second point, then strike the return key on the keyboard to end the command. We will need to create a 3/4 inch gap between the 2 doors to depict the partial overlay door style. Use the offset command to create 2 lines exactly 0.375 inches offset from the original vertical line on each side. At the command line, type offset, return enter key. Set the distance to 0.375, return enter key. Pick on the vertical line. Move the mouse to the right side of the original line and pick. Pick on the original vertical line again. Move the mouse to the left side of the line and pick. Now delete the original middle line. You should have a 3/4 inch gap. Use the distance command to verify the gap distance. Use the copy command to copy the right mitered lines to the new left door. At the command line, type copy, return enter key. Pick on each mitered line on the right side of the door, return enter key. Pick the endpoint of the door as the base point. Now pick the vertical endpoint of the new door line as you see me do here. To clarify the door styling, add a new vertical line connecting the 2 mitered lines on the left door. This should help you visualize the door style better. Repeat the copy command. At the command line, type copy. Return enter key. Pick on each of the mitered lines on the left door. Pick return enter key. Pick the endpoint of the top of the door line as the base point. Pick the vertical door line of the new right door for the displacement point. Add a vertical line connecting the two mitered lines on the right door. Use the trim command to clean up the horizontal lines between the two doors. Next, we will need to add an additional style to each door. Using the distance command, find the width of the door panel style as you see me do here. Using the offset command, we will create the panel style for each door. At the command line, type offset. Return Enter key. Set the offset value to 1 inch. Return Enter key. Pick the vertical style line we drafted earlier and pick to the inside of it for each door as you see me do here. To clean up the overlapping lines, you can use trim or fillet commands. I will demonstrate the fillet command. At the command line, type fillet. Return Enter key. Type R for radius. Return Enter key. Type 0. Return Enter key. Type M for multiple. Return Enter key. Pick on the larger side of the two perpendicular lines. This will trim away the smaller part of the lines. Trim out the last part of the horizontal lines connecting the doors that I missed earlier. Verify that the cabinet is 30 inches wide using the distance command. Save as a new block. Follow the previous naming convention 302434 BC space RP. Pick the Save Block button. Close the block editor. In Model Space, type Insert at the command line. Return Enter key. Locate and drag a copy of the 30-inch cabinet into the Model Space environment adjacent to the single door cabinet. Now is a good time to do a quick save of your AutoCAD file, Command S on a Mac or Control S on a PC. Next, double-click on your mouse on the 30-inch cabinet to go into the block editor environment. Use the stretch command with the green crossing box. Cross through the approximate midpoint of the left door. Pick the right endpoint of the cabinet as the base point. Drag in the 0-degree direction and type 1.5 inches. Return Enter key. Repeat the stretch command, this time using the green crossing box through the approximate midpoint of the right door. Pick the right endpoint of the cabinet as the base point. Drag in the 0-degree direction and type 1.5 inches. Verify the overall width of the cabinet using the distance command. Save as a new block. Follow the naming convention 332434 BC space RP. Pick the Save Block button. Close the block editor. You are now back in Model Space. At the command line, type Insert, Return Enter key. Locate and drag a copy of the 33-inch wide cabinet into Model Space, adjacent to the 30-inch wide cabinet. Double-click on the 33-inch wide cabinet to go into the block editor. Repeat the process for each of the next cabinet sizes, 36 inches, 39 inches, and 42 inches wide.